Hey there, everybody. Don Owens here from WatchReport.com. And this is probably about the fifth time that I'm doing this intro. And you may be wondering, well, why is he including that and not just editing it out? And the reason for it is the rest of the video, besides this intro, you will see, well, excuse me, the main timeline of this video, not including the B-roll footage, you will see that the second hand is stopped at the 40-second mark. And it was stopped at the 40-second mark in the original intro as well. I thought just because I had pulled it from the table here to start recording, that I hadn't wound it and it just didn't have any reserve left. So I attempted to re-record just footage and keep the same audio, but then the second hand was not moving after being wound and shaken as well. And now it seems to be disproving that, and it is running fine. This is a sample piece from Seiko USA. I'm going to go on a limb here and say maybe it's been dropped or shaken around or something. I was really waiting for it to stop right there as it hit that 40-second mark. It hasn't done it. So moving on, you'll see in the main timeline of the video, yes, that second hand is stopped, and that is because, for whatever reason, this movement is being erratic, at least for me. So this is the Seiko Sumo Ice Diver. My intro is way longer than I planned now because of this, but letting you in on a little insight of what I have to deal with sometimes when doing these videos. $900 is your price. You're looking at $150 more than your standard Seiko Sumo. There are three variations. This is the silver gray. There is a light blue. There is also a green. It is meant to mimic the hues and colors that come off a glacier. Special edition. Let's go ahead. Let's discuss, is this $150 more than your standard edition worth it for what you're getting? Let's get to the specs page and the rest of the review. All right, Seiko Sumo Ice Edition. Before I get into this review, let me welcome all of you here. And if this is your first time here, I would appreciate, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell while you're at it too. That way you never miss any of our content. And if you're notified, well, YouTube algorithm, the way it is these days, notifications really are the key. So if you hit that notification bell, you'll never miss any of our content. Well, as long as YouTube notifies you that we uploaded new content. Also, if you want to see what we have coming in for review before you see it here on the channel or website, go ahead over to our Instagram. It is at Watch Report. You'll see it on the screen there as well. And all links to everything to this watch for the Seiko Sumo to WatchReport.com, all of our social media, Amazon links, and everything will be in the description below. So let's go ahead and move into this Seiko Sumo. Now, let me get this out of the way because I think this is a very important part to start at. This really just is not a lot different than the newest version of the Seiko Sumo. Case design, size, everything, movement, the 6R35 movement, everything is the same here. You're not looking at any physical upgrades. It's not smaller. It's not larger. Everything is the same as the latest Seiko Sumo offering. So what you're getting here is there's three different variations. You have this silver grayish model that you see in front of you, which at some points, that dial looks a little more silverish than it does gray, excuse me. And then you have a blue variant. It's a very light blue dial with a blue bezel. And then you have a green dial variant. Now, all of this is meant to mimic the way light hits glaciers and the reflections, and that's where they're going with this ice diver and why it's named that. All right, all well and good, and you know, nice colors. I do like the color of this one specifically. I was on the Seiko website looking at the other variations. The green variation, just at least to me, doesn't look a lot different than the green hue you would find on the regular Seiko Sumo. And the light blue, that dial color, I don't mind the bezel, but the dial color specifically is just not for me. Now, this one, I'm a big fan of gray slash silver dials to begin with. And then you have that charcoal grayish silver bezel insert. And I like that one as well. Or I like this one the best, I should say. So getting into this, you are getting a sapphire crystal, but unlike the newest versions of the Seiko Turtle and the Seiko Samurai that people dubbed the King Samurai and King Turtle, they got upgraded with sapphire crystals for the first time. This already had a sapphire crystal when they redid this watch last year. You're still getting an aluminum bezel insert. They have added, which seems to be the new thing for these newer versions of these watches, which is that Cyclops, that date magnification there over to 3 o'clock. I've talked about this at length when I did the Seiko Turtle. If you're interested in seeing my Seiko King Turtle review, I'll have that either linked right up here or down in the description below. I don't care for this. I'm not going to belabor it and go all over it. I don't care for the Cyclops. I don't like it on Rolex. I don't like it almost on any watch. Don't care for it here. So we'll just move on. And the other thing you're getting is that waffle patterned dial, which again is the same as those King versions of the Turtle and the Samurai. So you're getting that here. So what else are you getting? Well, that's it. No, I'm not joking. That's it. That's all you're getting. There's no other upgrades. You on the case back, it says special edition. That's it. You're getting the same bracelet, clasp, bezel insert, crown, movement, everything else. So you are getting a I was going to say limited edition. You're getting a special edition dial color. You're getting that waffle pattern dial. And you're getting that Cyclops on top of the sapphire crystal, and you're paying $150 more for it. Now, this is a press sample. I don't have actual packaging. Found a picture of the actual packaging online. I'm going to show it to you right here. So you are getting apparently a little flashlight with it. So between that and the dial color and texture and that Cyclops and the flashlight, I don't know, is that worth another $150 to you? Overall, let's just talk about the Seiko Sumo as it is. Seiko Sumo was released, I think, back in 2007, I think was the original Sumo. It's a great design by Seiko. The crown is still not signed, which is weird to me. It just looks so generic for some reason. And I guess it's just I'm used to a lot of watches, the crown has something on it, whether it's a logo, the brand, something. You're getting that same bracelet. I'm not a huge fan of these Seiko bracelets at this price point. Never really have been. Now, there's nothing really wrong with them. They're very functional. I just really don't love how they look. I've never been a big fan of the clasp and the diver extension on these. Of course, you're going to have the pin and collar system in the bracelet. You do have your drilled lugs. Now, finishing wise, you got that nice mixture of high polish and brushing on the case, and Seiko really always does that very well. Nothing that I could talk about negatively with that. Because of the case design of the Sumo, you have that great grip for the bezel, especially at the 12 and 6 positions where you really can get your thumb and forefinger in there. And just, it's a great bezel action. Crown action, honestly, at least on this example, it's all right. It's not great. The movement, the 6R35, it's a good movement. There's nothing wrong there. But at that $900 price point, if you want a Seiko Sumo, is this the one you're going to pick realistically for the dial color? And that's what you're looking at. You're not looking at,
Or maybe you like that waffle texture and that's enough for you. To me, it's the dial and that bezel color matching that, that you would be paying for if you're wanting, to pay that extra money for it. So I want to know from you guys down below. Let me know what's your thoughts on paying this extra $150 just to get this special edition dial colors, and what color is your favorite of the three, the silver, the blue, or the green? What one is your favorite of this new Seiko Sumo Ice Edition? I'll have more of my thoughts on this at watchreport.com in the written article, bunch of photos as well, so you can check that out in the description below. And seriously, let me know, let me hear from you about the Seiko Sumo Ice Diver down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one.